Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Over the next couple days, I'm going to share with you 9 card ideas that you can make with one set of supplies from this month's kit. Today I'm sharing with you my first alternative card using the February 2024 Paper Pumpkin kit called Sweet Springtime. The projects from this kit are perfect for this time of year. It creates a total of 6 greeting cards, 3 in these 2 different designs, as well as 3 gift boxes. If you would like to watch me unbox the kit and create these cards, you can click in on the playlist and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. Each month I take the contents from the Paper Pumpkin kits and make alternative projects. My cards are easy to follow and can be made by both experienced or new paper crafters. You may need just a couple other products to complete them. You can follow along with me using supplies you already have or purchase any products that you see me use from my online store. The link to all products is below in my description or on my blog, creativechelsea.com. Today's card uses the cute bunny card base as the focal point in this quick and easy card. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get updates when I post a new video. So to begin, you're going to need the bunny card base and an envelope from the kit. You're going to begin by cutting the card base in half at 4 1/4 to separate the front from the back. Save this piece for a future alternative card. We're going to then trim this down to 4 inches by 4 inches. And of course, save all your scraps. I like to cut off this section here, not on this side. So this is where I'm lining up my 4 inches and trimming a little off on that side there. So you're going to get a piece that looks like this. For your envelope, we're going to go ahead and open this all the way up. So I trim off a little bit on the bottom and both sides. And that's going to remove the folded edge so that I can use both pieces, the front and the back. So we will be using both, so don't throw anything away. On this piece, we're going to cut a section that's 1 inch off of the top here. So let me just show you. So this is the flap. So you can see the curved sides here. So this is the flap. We're going to rotate and we're going to cut off 1 piece from the sides. So one or the other. It's just a 1 inch piece. And that's going to give us plenty of paper to still work with over here on this larger area. And then on the straight edge, if you line that up with 4 inches, then you're going to go ahead and cut off this curved edge here and the adhesive. Okay, so now we have a piece that is 4 inches by 1 inch, and that goes at the bottom here. So some other papers that you're going to need is a card base, and I am using Very Vanilla. I like the thick cardstock for my card bases. And it's just your regular size. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that. I also have some Daffodil Delight, as well as some Garden Green, and a strip that is a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 inches of Berry Burst. And that's going to play in with that beautiful purple color. And then you'll need to cut a label, and it can be any shape, from some Very Vanilla cardstock, or if you're using a different color for your card base, it can be that same color. So if you use white, or if you're using another color. I used the label from the Love of Spring dies, and actually I use these a bunch in almost all of my alternatives. So if you have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, then you may want to consider getting these dies. You can see here that I've cut it from this label die there. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of start working on this. So I wanted to smooth out the corners of this card. And so I went ahead and grabbed my rounded corner punch. This is no longer a current product at Stampin' Up. So you can also use a circle. I'll kind of give you a tutorial on that, but I'm just going to take my card base. I'm going to cut my right, top right, and bottom right edges or corners to be this rounded shape. Okay. Then on the bunny, I'm just going to cut the top right corner. And on my plaid piece, I'm going to do the bottom right corner. And then when those two come together, it's going to look really great on my card. So just as a quick example, if you don't have a rounded corner punch, you can use a circle, and you're going to slide it in from the top, or actually from the bottom, but don't go between the two. You're going to go from the top in between those two openings, and then you're going to just punch like that. Okay, so it's not going to be exactly the same, and it really depends on the size of circle that you're using, how much of a curve you're going to get on that corner, but that's an option as well if you don't have a rounded corner punch. So let's go ahead and add these things to the front of our card. I decided to just use a little liquid glue and place them right onto my card base. There will be a little border around, so think of maybe about 1/4 inch or so. Should be the same on the top and the sides. If you're using liquid glue, don't forget to smooth it out so you don't get any bumps. Let's go ahead and add this piece next. It should be able to just go right up against the edge of the bunny piece. If maybe needs to be a little overlap, you can do that too. Once that's in place, smooth it out. It's going to look like this. And then you can take your berry burst, add a little bit of liquid glue along that seam, and you're just going to place this from one side to the other side to cover up that seam. And it doesn't need to be in a specific location, but make sure that it is straight across your card. And you can do that using a ruler or a grid like I have here on my glass mat. Okay, so this is the base of your card. And now we can just add some little details just to make those things pop. So the daffodils that I used on my card come from the stamp set that came in the kit. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up with my early espresso that came in the kit as well. And I'm going to stamp this on both the daffodil and the garden green pieces of cardstock. And these cardstock pieces here, they don't need to be a perfect size. They're just scrap pieces because we're going to fussy cut out these beautiful flowers. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Then you'll take a pair of paper snips or your favorite scissors, and you're going to fussy cut these out. And when you cut them, because they are so delicate, I'm actually going to cut just a little bit on the outside of the line, so not directly on the line. Now on the green, all we need to cut out is the leaf and stems. When you get up to the top of the flowers, you can just create a little space for maybe like a glue dot. You don't need to cut all the way around those flowers. And then on the yellow, we will be cutting out the flowers. And I do have a little trick to when we get in between the flowers, because we do want to show kind of cut between these two. So you can see here that right here there's an opening between the two flowers. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut through the petal here, and then you can go around that opening to remove it, and then I can come back to the outside and keep cutting along the outside edge. And these two flowers will stay together, and so when they're placed onto our leaves and stems, there you won't actually see that it's been cut there, and that just makes it much easier to get inside that little space. So there's the flowers. We've got our leaves, and we're ready now to put those together. So you're just going to take a glue dot and pop it right there on that opening that you created. Remove the paper, and then you just layer the flower over. Now there's this section here on the leaf. Can you see that little bit of petal? So I'm going to line up the petal that would go over that with that leaf there. And then there's also a section, do you see right here, where I can see where the petal, that bottom petal should meet. So I'm going to go ahead and line them up with those two areas. And then I know that I've placed it in the right spot. Okay. So just like that. Look how cute that is. Okay, so I did want to add a little depth to my daffodils, and I'm doing that with some dark Daffodil Delight Stampin' blends. So at the top in this little opening, I'm going to fill in that oval. And then I'm going to take a little bit along that outside in that center on the right side, just to show that it's a little bit round. And then right at the base in the center, just add a little color there as well. And that just gives those flowers a little bit of pop. Just like that. So that's ready for our card. You can place another little glue dot at the bottom here. That's going to get covered up, so if it shows a little bit, that's okay. And then if you have a dimensional, you can cut it in half and add it to the back of these flowers, or if you have the little minis, which is what I'm using, those fit perfectly behind these flowers here. And that will just pop it up so that there's a little dimension. And we're going to place these here on the left side, just by that little bunny there. Now we're going to add our greeting to our label. And the greeting I'm choosing is the Springtime Greetings, but you could use any greeting you want here. So if you're going to send out thank you cards, that would work as well. And if you have any past paper pumpkin kits, they all have great options that you can use for greetings. So ink that up in your early espresso color and stamp that in the center of whatever label you decided to use. It'll look something like this. Then in this top corner, we're going to do a faux bow. So add another glue dot, and now I forgot which corner it is, this one right here. So it's the top left corner, but when I flip it over, it's going to be the top right. And I'm using 10 inches of the Crumb Cake Baker's Twine that came in the kit. So if you haven't done a faux bow with me before, they're really easy. You just put your ends together to find the center point. You put that over your adhesive at an angle that you want your bow to be. And then you take one side and you attach it to the other piece, the other side of adhesive. If you need, you can add more adhesive as well. I'm going to make this just a little bigger. And then I'm going to add another dot of adhesive over that twine. Then you'll take the other side and do the exact same thing. Wrap it over and add it to that adhesive. And it just creates a perfect bow every single time. It's just super easy to do. Then we'll take our dimensionals and we're going to add it by our flowers and over the berry burst. Make sure that all your bow is showing. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Super cute. Your card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this simple and easy alternative to the February 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you're interested in seeing written instructions or close-up images on how to create this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.